What's going on? It's Trending Story. If it's your first time here and you want to find out new facts that will definitely make you smarter and more well informed, make sure to subscribe and activate the notifications bell so you don't miss anything.
Beaches always have been places of secrets. You can find magnificent discoveries at it, and today's discovery is weird. You just never know what you'll find on a walk along the beach. The vast majority of the time, you found treasures will be relatively standard: seashells, driftwood, maybe a piece of a dead fish. But that's not always the case. As you'll see in this list, some people have come across some seriously weird things while strolling their local beaches. Scuba instructor Tim Mayer found the dead moray eel on the Cook Islands. The 4-foot eel had tried to swallow a pufferfish, which then inflated in its mouth. Because eel gills are located in their throats, this caused it to suffocate. Maine biologist Kirby Morjohn said he had never seen anything like it. A greedy eel ended up biting off more than it could chew after trying to swallow a pufferfish that inflated in its mouth, causing it to suffocate. Tim Mayer, a German-born scuba diving instructor, happened upon the unusual sight on the island of Titicaca, part of the Cook Islands in the Pacific Ocean, last month. Tim, 39, initially thought the 4-foot moray eel was a piece of driftwood, but as he walked closer alongside 3-year-old daughter Charlie, he realized what he had found. An eel died after trying to swallow a pufferfish that inflated in the predator's mouth, causing it to suffocate. German-born scuba diving instructor Tim Mayer stumbled upon the strange sight on the island of Titicaca, part of the Cook Islands in the Pacific Ocean, last month. Tim said his first thought was that it was a piece of driftwood, but as he walked closer alongside 3-year-old daughter Charlie, he realized what he had found. As we got closer, I realized it was an eel, so I rushed back to the villa to get my phone. I was breathless and excited, but didn't tell my wife Lucille or my son Jan what we'd found. We all ran down to the beach, and it was such a spectacle. The eel would have been about 1.3 meters long. On being contacted, local marine biologist Kirby Morjohn explained that the eel likely tried to feed on the porcupine pufferfish, which then inflated as a defense mechanism. Unlike most fish that breathe using gills that are located behind their heads, he said, eels suck water in through their mouths, much the same way as humans breathe air. Having the pufferfish lodged in its throat likely caused the eel to suffocate, Kirby concluded. Kirby said he had never seen anything like it before. We all ran down to the beach, and it was such a spectacle. The eel would have been about 1.3 meters long. It looks like the porcupine fish got the better of the eel, but they both paid the ultimate price, and right behind them, a rainbow was plunging into the horizon. It was surreal. The kids couldn't really grasp what was happening, but they were amazed that both animals had died in the fight. They just wanted to touch it. They really wanted to show their friends the discovery, even though it meant that they were late for school, so we had to message the photos to their teachers to explain. When they got in, they were excited to tell their friends about it, and it even resulted in a science inquiry where the teachers showed the photos to the whole class. I was blown away when I saw it, he said. I couldn't believe that this type of interaction existed and that I'd never heard about it. One of the reasons eels are perceived as scary is due to their open, gaping, toothy mouths, but it turns out this is how they breathe. After the eel's dinner inflated and lodged in its mouth, the eel would not have been able to draw in water and likely died from suffocation. Nature usually seems to have sorted out the kinks. If porcupine fish are normally on an eel's menu, I'd expect eels to target sizes that could be swallowed, but clearly this isn't the case. Tim said, "It looks like the porcupine fish got the better of the eel, but they both paid the ultimate price. And right behind them, a rainbow was plunging into the horizon. It was surreal." Also, there were many cases that normal people found strange things at beaches. The giant Lego man. Finding a piece of Lego on the beach might be a little weird, but finding a giant Lego man is definitely 100% bizarre. What's even weirder is that a total of 4 of these giant Lego men, each measuring 8 feet tall, have been found washed ashore, one in England, one in the Netherlands, one in Florida, and one in California. It turns out that a Dutch artist is responsible for the washed-up Lego men. The artist, who goes by the name of Ego Leonard, launched the Lego men as a guerrilla campaign of sorts. There's even a short film featuring the washed-up Lego men called No Real Than You Are, a sentence that is written on each of the found Lego men. A whole lot of rubber duckies. Rubber ducky in a bath? Normal. Hundreds of rubber duckies on the beach? Perplexing. Oceanographer Curtis Ebbesmeyer uses these yellow ducks and a few other similar floaties to model the ocean's currents. He drops the toys in one spot and then tracks where they eventually end up. Some have traveled more than 17,000 miles. Things took a turn for the Erie on beaches along the Salish Sea in Washington state and in British Columbia, Canada. In 2007 and 2008, beachcombers found severed feet still in shoes on 7 separate occasions. There is still no real explanation for this series of weird discoveries, though a few theories exist, like one that suggests that feet came from victims of a boat or plane crash. A kitchen sink was reportedly found along the shores of a New Jersey beach. This could very well mean that literally everything has been washed up on shore at one point or another, even the kitchen sink. A decapitated teddy bear is just one of the many weird things that Michael Prince has found on the shores of a beach. This photograph has a website dedicated to archiving some of the strange things he's found on a beach. Let's take things back in time for a moment. The year is 1941, and the inhabitants of an island off the coast of Scotland are feeling really, really lucky. That's because 50,000 cases of whiskey have just washed ashore. You can learn more about this incredible story in the book or film Whiskey Galore. And if you're ever in the neighborhood, keep your eyes peeled. A pair of the bottles sold for about $20,000 last year. That's a lot of money for undrinkable whiskey. If you've ever wondered whether or not messages in a bottle are in fact a real thing, here's your answer. Yes, they are. Every so often, you'll come across a news item of a lucky beachgoer who has picked one up. For instance, last year, a German fisherman found a 101-year-old message in a bottle. The coolest part, they were able to trace down the original sender's daughter.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks. We'll be right back to you as fast as we can.